Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gupta. And as I did not, since I wasn't able to post an episode of that during the last part of last week, use your words, Lord Master. It's Friday. It was Friday. The reason I did not post that episode of Gupta on the last Friday, based on the relevant part of the calendar, knowing that whatever I say may become irrelevant as weeks and months pass unless they look at the upload date in the 2021 calendar at that time. The Gregorian calendar, that is. Now, I don't know what it is in Kali Yuga. I haven't paid attention to that, of what year is it exactly. But still. Ouch! Oh, just banged myself in the elbow. Now, the Empire has a new ruler, and that's Samrajni Rani. And of course, for those who know what Rani is in Sanskrit, that simply means queen. So, in a sense, if you catch the name meanings, she would be, the Empress Queen. Whatever. That sort of thing. But how it make it sound like, yeah, that's high and mighty of you. The first ever female ruler of the Gupta Empire. A sovereign ruler, that is, who's already living an interesting life despite the fact that she's 16. Recently crowned Samrajni, but the only flaw that is that she's dull, but she already has 5 traits: gregarious, cynical, diligent, charitable, and brave. So she's mostly a good person. Mostly. Would much prefer to get rid of cynical, because if you want to fight in another subjugation war, you need 500 combat, and we're not going to get a lot of that anytime soon. And if I was to fight against subjugation war, it would have to be for Mawa or Rajputana. These areas. Which of course we would be right at the border with the Abbasids, which they would become a formidable enemy, and also places to raid. Because do not forget that we're Hindus, that we're allowed to raid infidel neighbors for loot. Whereas I've never done it to Hindus, Jains, or Buddhists, because I never even thought about them. And that's another, source of income. Looting. If we ever get closer to the Indus region, even though parts of Rajputana, and also have the ability to fight holy wars as a Hindu, or if by choice a Buddhist, where you can do minor holy wars or just regular old holy wars. So that's the real question: is should we continue west or go south in future? Even though I'm leaning more towards south, because some areas, especially with the Rashtrakuta, of this whole, claimants thing. Here's an idea. Are there any unlanded characters who have claims to both, Maharashtra and Telangana? Delhi, Maharashtra, Telangana? Oof. That's a lot. And you are unlanded, correct? Spy Master Commander. Oh, that's gonna be plenty to offer. And plus the man is fat, so he wouldn't be a good commander, but what you got there? Books, mythical creatures. Bone. A large bone that may have belonged to a legendary antediluvian creature. I don't know. And he's also got a nutcracker. When you look at him wearing a hood like that, him being a spy master, who knows what that nutcracker could also be used for. Get your mind out of the gutter. Yeah, he's got strong claims, even the weak claim on the Yadava kingdom in Delhi. Even though giving him all these towns would make him too powerful. And of course, the aggressive expansion threat level would go up very high if you were to strong. But the problem is he loves his leech too much. Because he's a loyal spy master and all. But hey, give it a try. I'll approach him in order to politely invite him to come to my court to serve me using his best skills to further our common cause. I know that I will need to pay the child expenses at the very least. But what is that paltry sum given the services that I can assure? I need to decide what more to offer. Again, military education. Man's into intrigue. I don't know about it. Although typically I would just, you know, spend it on prestige because it's the best way. And I don't know, he's a bit sketchy to me. But money's not an issue, but let's just go for prestige. But remember, his traits, he's trusting, so that'll help. And also my diplomacy stat, which is even with him. His opinion of Liege is going to be problematic because he loves him so much, as you know, that's his brother. Give it a try. Just to increase his opinion further. Here's a lot more money, you know, just to increase the chance. In other words, this is a bribe. It's better than, you know, the... And vassal and heritage thing. That one's going to be a real issue. Which means that sooner or later we're going to have to, you know, fight to get that back. Actually, he's in the court from the Great Academy. And you're dealing with a revolt. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, yes. I remember. I remember now who my husband is, the Maharaj, who is also my cousin. So that way, whoever heir it is, gets all. Even though this is, it's like not only it's our first female ruler of the Gupta Empire, but also the first, well, incestuous marriage. Not directly like how the Zoroastrians would, but still, we only did it because it's a political move of uniting the realm within. But hey, as I said, willing to move southward before going west. Because if the Abbasids or their vassals that tries to threaten their expansion towards India, which they are, then that's going to create problems, and then we may have to expand westward. So we'll start raiding against the Abbasids if we do war with them, and fight against holy wars. Because currently, they are not at their strongest. Yet. Just because they have that much imperial decay does not mean that, you know. And plus, you would also have to be dealing with the Kareni, which... Oh, they're not Muslims? They're Zoroastrians again. Something must have been done to them. Well, in the meantime... You are attacking them for bulk. The war just started. Not a strong country, but if it can recover its strength fully, then it may stand up against the Abbasids. I know it's kind of too far away from connections. No, we cannot negotiate with them. Go further west, then we would be, making a possible negotiated alliance between the Gupta Empire and the Zoroastrian Muslim remnant over in, what can you tell us? Khorasan. Between us, then maybe we can work together and bring them down, but that's wishful thinking. Hey, we're strong enough to take them on. When we recover, when we go further westward, which would no doubt further increase the strength. But also interested in going south. The Jains of Gujarat cannot defend themselves. They don't fight holy wars, and there are no other free Jain countries as far as I'm concerned. Nope, Gujarat was the only one. And for the time, the Gupta kingdom, prior to empire, was formerly ruled by a Jain. But that was for personal reasons than anything else. So let's just get that claimant in. If we can't bring him in, then we'll start, working on getting that pied up, which I will soon join that monastic society. Oh, really? You are coming to court. Good. That means, I can only press one weak claim, and that's the Adawa kingdom. Which saves me, from using that subjugation spell, which I could do that against the Punjab. Then we'll be right at them. Or alternatively, go to Rajputana, as they're very weak. But I believe the Chedi kingdom, which I think they just want the Malwa part of it, the whole Malwa, in fact. I mean, again, weak claim that can be pressed. Okay. So what about this one? Telangana's just for starters, but the council says no because Moneymaker says so. One's a favor. Some are zealots. Okay. What about Maharashtra? The bigger the target, the better. They say yes to Maharashtra, but not to Telangana. But this is a huge land. And getting that is gonna kick that threat level up so high that we won't be going anywhere. And then we would have to be content to ourselves to what we have gained. And to prevent possible rebellions. But keep in mind, if we win the war, it's like, yes, he gets it, but it doesn't say anything about vassalizing. You're thinking Crusader Kings 3 cents. Correct. Oh, wait a minute. Samrajni Rani holds a higher tier title and is of the same dynasty as him. Or if the de jure liege of Maharashtra will also become, or if is de jure liege, will become a vassal. Does that mean I'm simply putting that man on the throne? Rather than him being my vassal? Oh, one thing. What about the Yadava kingdom of Delhi? It's of the same dynasty. Whoa, you better think about, dynastic marriages, which... Well, of course. I don't know, that's what I brought you for originally, but... I don't know. I mean, that's what subjugation is for when it comes to North India. That's why the South Indian route will be a little bit difficult because of cultural group differences. We're Indo-Aryan. These guys down here, the Kannadiga. Yeah, they are Dravidians, so different culture group. Says so right here. But fortunately, you can subjugate down there because the Senhalis are Indo-Aryans. Right. No such thing as forced vassalization wars here and there for these little areas. Only because I'm not there in Delhi yet. Oh, I forgot something. Kingdom of Orisa, which I don't have the karma for that. Do have the money, but not the karma. I think it would be best to join the Avaita Mata. Not terribly concerned about combat skills and all that. In fact, hang on. Why are you not equipped with any of these? The heck? You got the clutter. Get that weapon. Where's the armor? Not that one. Oh, I guess it is. You're thinking of... Clearly you play too much EU4 and a few other things. Lord Master. Actually, I thought of an alternative, because I just remembered the area where we controlled that has a Dravidian culture. It's like, instead of pushing claims, why don't we just subjugate them? You know, southern subjugation by being of a Dravidian culture. I mean, surely that means for a couple of generations that we would be disowning our Indo-Aryan culture. You know, one day we will come back to being Bengali. Sooner or later. Because, you know, don't forget your heritage. I just thought about this. This area down there of Visakhapatnam. Visakhapatnam. That area is populated by the Telugu people. Despite the fact that this is part of Kalinga. If I can hold that title for myself and move my capital there just for a bit, change that culture to Telugu, and then we can, for, as I said, for the next couple of generations, subjugation wars for, you know, these areas, even all the way down there, before, you know, we change back to Bengali. Here's an idea. Fortunately, there's a man who rules Kalinga who hates my guts because of opinion predecessor. Now I know what to do. Got a plot to fabricate treason, even though the intrigue isn't, you know, isn't too great, but with a little bit of help it might. Even if that means I gotta get rid of Overlord first, then kick that one out too, even though, yes, that increases the domain size even more, but it's just temporary before I give someone more loyal, such as this one. Just to make him stronger, then eventually give him that kingdom title of Orisa to create. There still might be some use of you. Maybe not, you know, pushing your claims down there. Maybe for the Yadav kingdom. Because tend to forget that they're related between one another. Ruling their separate kingdoms. Oh, I still wish I could force vassalize them. So first things first. Vaita Mata it is. Just to become pious. And get rid of cynicalism. And it also has benefits. Wisdom of Adi Shankara that the Lords would have a chance chance to increase attribute points during their education upon reaching adulthood and have a chance to lose wicked traits and gain pious ones. I do not intend to become a sannyasini for this role. No. Just need to get the piety up and then subjugate. Even though, remember, once per lifetime. I'm interested in South India than with Western. Also, regarding your children. It's like if we put you there, the one down in the line will be him, who already has a son there. It's possible to have a matrilineal marriage. Yes, sir. Of course, that'll be down the line. Well, here you go. There's still some use to it, the half-sister. But of course, just wait for the strength to recover a little bit. They don't have much in the way of alliances, so they'll be pretty easy to handle. In fact, move the Gupta with the new army to the border. Be in position to strike them as they're being raided. There's more of an opportunity. Yes, sir. And in the meantime, get rid of this Joker. Yeah, Joker's meaning for fraud. That's in Indian English that I picked up on. Money, no problem. Yeah, pretty much it. Send Spymaster over. Yeah, you already are to the Thicana. We're just fabricating trees and make him look like he's the bad guy. And then once we have him, he's out of here. And then that one is next, even though that means he'll be back there, but still, he'll be treasonous. And he's the one that wants to be independent from us. Also, what is it? No, that's my spy master. Don't do that. He's a good man. Since I'm direct leader, that means I have to take center flank during the course of the war. And plus, he's in the middle of a tyranny war. And you know, if I were to tell my husband, who loves me so, my cousin husband, if he were to surrender the revolt, you know one of the losing conditions of a tyranny war? Abdication. Which means that I get those titles back, while he will be in my court, and be an empowered spouse. There's still time. And plus, he's craven, so he'll be very submissive to this idea of uniting around within. I was expecting it's like to have children and then it gets to inherit a lot. We could get even more strength out of these territories, but the problem is that's too much land for me to handle. Because the weakness of Rani is the lack of stewardship. like my friend. So we decided then we will continue our western expansion in a different way, and subsequently, no, I know what the money's going to be for, and then subsequently become a Dravidian culture, Telugu in particular, for the next couple of generations of rulers that will basically conquer the south until we have enough territory to create the Deccan Empire title, and then we'll sweep the rest from here, even into Lanka and the Maldives, and then go back to being an Indo-Aryan culture, the Bengali, because that's who we are, to pacify the West, kick the Arabs, Abbasids, or whoever's there, out of there. There are a few Rajputs which we sympathize with them. Well, those are not Arabs. The guys who rule the area are Persians. Persian Muslims. But if we go further west, and if we do have contact, if the Zoroastrians are still around, then maybe, despite our religious differences, we can have a Zoroastrian Hindu alliance against the Abbasids. You could say, well, even though it's also wishful thinking, you can have the Persian Empire back again while we keep India, because it's quite possible that Rani's probably the first one to set the idea of a united India, a united Bharat. Different, Rani. University I'm sponsoring sent me a promising young student. That's too many traits for you. But you do make quite a steward. Even though it wouldn't be good for him, though. All in. Oh, you're available. One more should do, even though they're a bit pricey for that. Could have done it with the Pujaris at a cheaper cost. Okay, Matchulator Patrol is approved. So that way, he's not the heir of anything, but as he is the son of the Rajkumar, who is here, as we plan on putting him in the throne of Delhi, in which he inherits it, in which he will have Delhi, then that man inherits it, and then when he dies, then this one here will go to the Gupta, down the line, far down the line. So we have the West secure. And if there's any trouble with Delhi, we will protect that. Protect that interest. Protect our investment, so to speak. Curious. It's my mother you're talking. Guru Dev is still around. Oh, is there a resource down there? Shepherd. Oh, now they're seriously taking the area. They really think they're gonna go for it. Everybody lies and the courtiers and Muggad are no exception. One of them dared to speak up to tell I'm too cynical. Not everybody lies. Then I knew they all lied. The Pajari reacts to the accusations. After the Pajari told me not everybody lies and almost started laughing, I told him we could prove that, I would start believing in mankind again. It could happen, right? No, it couldn't. The intrigues within the Gupta court are many. The latest has come with an offer. Ordinakadaga believes he can help me with a vassal who doesn't like me very much. At least for a time he wishes to help me, but I'm not even quite certain. Are we talking about that Kalinga guy? Do what you can. Plus, once we have you dealt with, is there anything that you have that may be interesting? Not really. It's been brought to our attention, or perhaps not spending the appropriate effort on the matters of theology. We'd like to encourage you to set aside your worldly worries and focus on matters divine in nature. That's pick a theology focus. I'm not interested in that right now. But I'll tell you what I am interested in is carousing. Particularly with vassals that wish to be loyal to me if they're not busy. Maybe you could befriend one of them. Just only the major ones. If any of them aren't coming, then I'll figure something out. Not him. He will. Here's a chance to befriend the Raja of Toshali. Of course he will. He's a drunkard and a hedonist. That's why. Charvaka. Does he carouse for a living? No? No, he never caroused, ever. Having the Charvaka philosophy can lead you to being cynical and a hedonist. And a drunkard thing is something that happened upon him. Hell, she's drunk too. Oh, great. That means your son's gonna be slow. I know for a fact. Where's my half-sister? Mother was a drunk. Stooge. Huh. Discuss the intricacies of managing a realm. Which I did discuss realm management with her. She truly enjoyed my suggestion, of course. Oh, you live in the Chinese Academy, which is ran by, well... strange. Does that mean everybody in the Chinese Academy are Sunnis? One's Tengri, Buddhist, Hindu. What's going on over there? But hey, let's focus on my duties. It is why I'm here after all. A little more learning means a little more karma. My spy master. Musk mallow perfume. Let him go free at once. He's useful to me. Bad news for... Oh, that's this area. Oh no, he's winning, just... He's having a bit of a hard time. We simply let them... We simply let Mugged open to them. Heck, this gives me a chance to prove myself in battle. Jamalpur, Zagara, Mithila, Magad, all prospering. In fact, booming here in Magad. There are large storms in this area at this time of the year. They will most likely slow down our research teams. Buy them copper tires. Fortunately, most of our cavalry and retinue is mostly pikemen and archers. I can even make people who hate me be friends with me. Rani, you pompous brute, the shout carries through the jungle. Where I'm fighting a close fight alongside my personal guards. In the distance, I see enemy reinforcements coming my way. Listen, I begin, my soldiers. What were the predecessors like? Inspiring flanker, or Chandrasen the Cruel, which was a bit of a tragic figure. Let me see. Oh, a direct leader. Let's just do this for once. Follow your gut, or mine. Be a trickster. On the same day, during the day, I tend to forget the stars, but at night, how they shine. Far away, I cannot reach them. But still, I watch the stars, longing. That'll make me look good. The Emirate is winning. I mean, no doubt though that the Abbasid territories will continue to expand under their vassals by this man who serves under him. Neutral, opposed, friendly. Good relations with members. Well, we're trying to work on it. I already made him my friend, so that could help. Maybe next time I should invite this man in. He's also a hedonistic drunk, but not of the Charaka philosophy, interestingly. Here's one. Just bring it all in. The sultan of all these things. Yeah, it's horribly complex over there. Now, where was I? Friendly. No longer the court's discontent. Yeah, well, most definitely ready for war. Respected commander. Trained fighter. He wants to emulate a legend by being paranoid. Because that's what Raj Ganesha was like. Great grandfather. But still, I'm considering, surrendering, so that means I gotta give away, certain land. Like, I could give vassal out away, and do smaller vassals, all that. Again, that's due to him being a Jain. And I envy that, but no, you're better off being Hindu for the next couple of generations, unless you're an objectively bad person to the point where if it's hindering you down and causing instability, then you gotta be a Buddhist. So that's a strategy here. While meanwhile, we're trying to kick this guy out. Well, we're not kicking him out. We're trying to say he's a bad guy and he'll be right for imprisonment, as he has not committed any crimes yet. This is going to be my first child, and I feel completely lost. What if I'm doing something wrong? What if something bad happens? What should I do while I wait for the day of my labor? You're not a drunk, are you? I know I'm not. I practice moderation. It's trying to be. I need to pray for my child's good health. Every little bit helps. If those nomads conquered Delhi, good for us, in the sense of holy wars. They say a mad alchemist or wizard lives in Magad, dabbing in dangerous arcane arts such as trying to find a potion to immortality or pillaging graves for the bodies of dead maidens to sate his unnatural desires. It is said in his hut thousands of profane scrolls and potions. However, no such madman can be found anywhere, according to the official authorities. I mean, I already have Senegal. I could just say that. I'll just say the peasants are just imagining things again. My dear husband is suspicious of my pregnancy. He is right here, right now, asking me if the child's really his. What are you talking about? I have relations with no one. All I got is lots of friends, but no relations. Except you. So one day I'll take revenge on you for whatever happened to childhood. Because I don't like your husband. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, the people of the Order culture make me mistaken. I was sure husband of my faithfulness and all that. Restless province removed from the Thella. Are there any other restless provinces around here? There's a volatile one which you need to work on getting rid of that before it's gonna cause real problems. Or a death of a courtier. Ouch! As I place my hand over my belly and slowly sit down, a soft smile makes its way across my face. The baby's kicking again. Wonder if he'll grow up to be a warrior. I'm sure I'm carrying a fierce little war soldier. What? Pregnant so soon? Right as you turn 16. Well, I mean, that's your business. But if I were you, since you're having a difficult pregnancy, it's probably not going to be good for you, but you should be sturdy. gives you a little bit of health. Of course, me being a member of the Avaitamata has this. Teaches me to be charitable, and I gain a bit of karma for that. Sickly. Oh. All hope for your best life. Oh no, I'm gonna need his skills. Just gonna jinx myself with this one. Project Galda. Come on. We knew you did something bad. It's about time that we need a new domain overseer. Apparently. None of you are real good candidates. Just say one of the best men of the court. They're unlocked now. Get them out of there. I mean, since I murdered him, so, I mean, no doubt to be raised as a Jain or a Hindu if I must. I'll make him change that, but... Let's see. Pushyamitra. That's how you say that. That's how you pronounce the name. Pushyamitra. We'll go for that. My labor was difficult, and I fear something is wrong with me. The midwives look worried, and I feel so terribly weak. I must pray to Brahma. Oh dear. Am I gonna be ending up like that woman that I was raising? Avoid spices and fatty foods to treat my diarrhea. It's a good symptom treatment. Hopefully. On a break from working on my book, I honestly forgot about that part. I've been sitting for hours in the courtyard watching knights or in this case, chevaliers. I remember that Indian word. That's from Crusader Kings 3. The name of knights in India is chevaliers. Right, that's a good name. I'm certain that I'm about to grasp some kind of insight from the repeated motions, yet my head is only filled with the pounding of horse hooves. Suddenly, the flicker of torches makes me realize a night has fallen. I could do this on you, maybe I should. Listen. Are you willing to have two sicknesses at once? Look at yourself. You may have the health, but... Not now, okay, so... I probably need to sleep on this, so... Might have a quality 2 book in the future. Don't want to risk his well-being. Too good for this. Is it dysentery? Is it cancer? Anything? My combat skill. No, don't go out. Send somebody else. Night falls, and I quickly fall asleep as I rest in my bed. In my dreams I see a great light, an impenetrable heavenly light. I know not what it is or even what it represents, but something about it brings me peace and happiness. Is Brahma communicating with me? Oh, it's just a flute, never mind. Yeah, I realize. Have I taken that option to raise the quality book, it would have been flu. But sometimes potentially pneumonia. If you had both flu and ammonia. That would have been a death of the character, but you'll be fine. Are we seriously having this debate right now? Right as I'm having a flu? It's a management debate, stewardship. Well, let me think. I am gregarious, you know, that's one. Positively. I don't have a stewardship education. Again, I'm looking at the aggressive option. I am brave. Again, this is for both, so... He's got cruel. He doesn't have a stewardship education. His skill's a bit lower than that. He's not rough nor zealous. Nor ambitious. Craven is negative, which I do not have. Well, I am dull, so it's pretty tight. Traits influence more than stat scores, so I don't know, it's pretty tricky for me, but I'm gonna look at the other options first. Now, defensively, I am not kind nor patient, but I am, you know, cynical. Yes, cynical. And don't forget about that. That man is not cynical nor humble. Tricking him. I am cynical, of course. He's not any of these. I'm not rough either. Oh man. Defensively or trick. Again, the end result is a favor or not, so I believe it would be best to debate it defensively. I looked coldly into my opponent's eyes and methodically defeated his arguments. I did this for a long time, always probing for weakness in my opponent's reasoning, always trying to take advantage of a mistake and improve my position. May end up in a draw or a win. Nope, I lose. Now I'll have to owe that man a favor. It's just a flu, so... The heck is this? A concoction made from buckthorn senna. I first thought the potion ineffectual, but later the same day felt the churning in my bowels which sent me running for the privy as I howled in anguish. So I sure that the fungus was expelled of my feces. You'll be better. Do not forget about Dilly. Look at the weakness. You could get it right here, right now. Unless you want to let these guys, you know, try to take it over. Which also gives him a chance, since he's a child, they may imprison him. And then he wins Delhi. And then we'll fight the holy war against them. Ah, privileges. Listen, you are infirm. No, he will have to defend himself as peasants if he must. Hurry up and do something bad. Just can't think of better words. So they have successfully took Multan. Son of the Punishers. I knew it. I told you that drunken mother had something to do with her mindset. But then again, most of the Guptas were dim-witted. The new Granthas sent his sycophants to torment me once more, spreading vile rumors about me. Everybody at court's whispering how much of a squander I am. That is not unlike you, but... Aid to the monastery and all that. Whereas you only hold 2 territories, and you are not the heir of anything. How are you going to accomplish with that? I can convince him to stop. Which, in fact, last chance. Oh yeah, there's something I want regarding Empire. You gotta have legalism, afford to have absolute crown authority, which many will not like it. Because if you want to take the administration, you gotta have absolute crown authority, and do not have the law of no king's peace. And we gotta set this back to being. I mean, these two still. It's just diplomacy. It's just. Yeah, you go back to ruler, then abolish the council power, then set up an imperial administration, which will cost you a lot of prestige for this. It increases the domain size and more vassal limit as we know for a fact that we're going to be an ever-expanding empire. So, legalism form. Which I could implement there right now if I have the prestige. Maybe we could be friends so you could stop antagonizing me. Perfect marriage. You'll do. An organizer. Good. Hey, better wake him. Now you owe me a favor, which I'll tell you what I need from you, if you can afford it. Ask for piety. It's gonna have to wait a bit. If he refuses, then he refuses. No more volatile province, so if everything's stable now. Let's make Mugad stable again. Huh? For too long, the Crown has restricted our historic rights and liberties. The time has come to lower the Crown authority. Submit to this demand peacefully or face the consequences. Rest assured, I've gathered others who are equally upset. Oh dear. Make your way back to Mugad. It's that court faction. It's Kamarupa, Gaya, Kalinga, Puri, Jharkhand, Tosali, and my husband. I would not do that because I intend to make it absolute crown authority, and this is probably how we're going to do it. Thus delaying our plans for Delhi. But if we defeat the rebels here to refuse this demand, and since he's part of that court faction, here's the way to get rid of him. But unfortunately, all that good manpower is going to be taken away. Thus putting me in jeopardy. Even the husband is against me. Despite the fact that he loves me so. He gains the trait to rebel. My liege, know that the Kingdom of Bengal loyally stands at your side during the Civil War. Together, we shall Ensure that Samrajni Rani sees justice. Thank you, Samrat. You're a loyalist. Says it right here. This character supports the loyalist side in the Civil War. So this is the first time of an empire-wide civil war in the Gupta, which is due to a crown authority thinking, well, it's probably the fact that the reason they rebelled is because, one, they really hated Chandra Sen, despite the fact he founded the empire, and felt that despite the administration that we gave power to the council to some degree, even though we plan on setting it back to eventually have absolute crown authority and then subsequently have an imperial administration. Some do want to go back to then, some don't. Determined refusal. That ain't great. So, you're the rebel here. Actually, you're neutral. He's neutral. Toshali, you were part of this. Potential. I mean, you're my friend, but we have our differences. So, no civil war? Good thing I decided to set the Crown Authority to mug it. I knew there was something going on here. So there's a threat of civil war, but it hasn't occurred. I believe the real power was going to be Bengal. So, despite the fact that they have rebelled, trait, but I guess that's been quieted down now. And Imperial Decay had gone up a little bit. It looks like all that time kicking in my belly is not just for show. My sweet pushy Mitra is growing to a fierce and healthy boy. So proud of him. So we said no to lowering the Crown Authority. Some were becoming a rebellion. We're thinking about a rebellion. But the others like, no, we're staying neutral. I think they thought better. That's good of them. Now you are my friend too. So don't ever antagonize me again. Oh, by the way, what's your stance? No stance on the Civil War. Your diplomacy is good enough. Just say it was fun. Don't become a hedonist because they wouldn't like that. You, on the other hand, you're going to be dealt with in the future. One of these days. But I'm sure the old age will take him. But I'll tell you what. Since we know the names. Oh, that's fine. In fact, let me help you with that. Have you already killed somebody in the past? No, you haven't. That's your business. So there should be no more distractions. Oh my goodness. For Lahore, that means this big area here. Now that area there. That's the big one. So Punjab, Yadawa, Ajamitru, Pratihara, Chauda, Insane, Rin, Kashmir. All areas. that Punjab's been threatened by, I'll decide to take action. And I was about to say, why are you involved in this? Oh, Eastern Defense Pact. I wasn't informed of this. So they've gone too far. They decided to form a defense pact against them. Eastern Defense Pact. The heir is a Muslim, but of Rani. Well, we hope for the best. Actually, I just saw some. Strong and perceptive. Very good. Now, shall we help him out? I mean, there's piety for it when we come to fight against them. But look at the strengths comparatively. Can they handle it? I am not confident that they will be able to defend themselves. But defending a fellow Hindu in a holy war against that caliphate there, because they really want this land, while, who else? I thought they already took Multan. Oh, it's this bit. This bit here. Or is this the new war? I don't know. As I said, the Abbasids have gone too far. New rally point to Kanya Kubja. Raise them now. Worth joining. This is the first time that the Gupta is intervening in a foreign conflict. At least as far as I'm concerned, as far as I could remember. And we're switching towards the war focus. And in the meantime, let us hold a tiger hunt. Except for giants who don't participate in tiger hunts. Naturally. And some who may not like it, as in they dislike me, they don't join. Obviously. You hate my guts, rather than your drunkenness. Oh really? The Nino Granta's coming. Well, he's my friend. Well, all he can do is, he can come with me on my travels, but don't watch a tiger get killed. Because James would feel sad if they see something like that. Anyone gets killed because, you know, they are. Anyways, hopefully we kill the tiger, just to make it feel like, let's get the morale up. Subjugation war ended. So you could say, hey, stop fighting each other. What are you doing? Let's all stick together. Why are you fighting each other? Since when you became a Buddhist? Did a ascetic visit? Let me see. Did you become an ascetic? Or have your family have been Buddhist for some time? I don't know what made you this, but it's whatever to me. It's your business, it's your choice. So we will assemble at Kanauj. Varanasi has become volatile. And due to the intervention of this horse, so instability will occur. Huh? Oh, you've never been crowned during this entire time, but Thus, the war detains me because we are taking part of the intervention in the Punjab area. Because we believe that the defensive pact against the Abbasids is ineffective without Gupta help. Do I really want to become paranoid and lose one of those traits potentially? I mean, sure, it helps with the intrigue, make you feel protective against plots against you, if any at all. But if you do that, then vassal opinion will be up for 5 years. Which feels like 5 years too short. No, I make my own fate. Out on the battlefield. No tigers were slain. That means ill omen to some. That's Makran forces. Sorry, I can't be there. Everything is going to hell. But we can only do Magad first. Blessing of the perfected ones. I bet the ceremony was nice. Have I attended the coronations, I think those vassals would have looked at me more positively. It takes a long time for the Abbasids to assemble their armies and make their long march. Whereas we'll be there to, have the defenses. But keep in mind, they want Multan, which is this bit here. But it's the Abbasids that wants Lahore, which is a very important area. Punjab would be lost if it's fallen, because they would usurp the title. Now they're on the defense, which I wish we could help you if we have contact, but long marches just will not do. Just want everybody here. And one day I will put you on the Delian throne. Alright, everybody's assembled. Wish I could join your other conflict because you're dealing with those guys as well. There comes the Gujarati troops to take them on. Only the South Indians did not take part of the defense pact because too far away from the relevant location. So it's up to us. Even your son intervenes, but I don't think they have the forces to fight them off. Let us meet in shortcut. We have enough. But please remember, I will have the center. Do we have someone who's... Gangdav, you're the organizer. Get these troops moving. Excellent. You're a territorial leader. It's very good. That means we'll definitely be in a defensive position. Oh, husband. You actually lost. Now my son's ruling Bengal. And Kosala. I hope they don't assassinate him. It'll be very unfortunate. Now he's gonna have a regency. Are you in Patliputra? Leading troops in Mahoba. That's, you're with us. No, you're not. You don't have any landed titles at all. In that case, now that you're here, to have an empowered spouse. You know, you were previously an advisor, so put my friend there. He's not in Patliputra. Where the heck are you? Listen, if you don't come to court, soon, I'm gonna kidnap you and make you invite to court or whatever. I don't know anymore. Engage those forces here. In Kutsinagara, yet another woodcutter's lodge. Well, get to work on it. Don't spend too much money anymore. Gandharavati looks comely. Alrighty. Dim, but comely. They're not the Abbasid forces, but every little bit helps. This war, this opportunity to prove my mettle combat, this has opened my eyes to my true potentials of war. My personal combat skills are improving. May the Supreme guide my heart, hand, and steel. Another reason. I don't have the combat skills, so we feel it's about time to... That's why we gotta fight many more battles, and that's why the intervention would be good. I am already brave, but I'm largely unproven in combat. And we will still see the realm prosper, because this is not the war that I've started. This is an intervention. It's legal. Got 'em all. Oh, be careful with the... I don't want to turn back. Things going well when I started hearing bears suffering nearby. Spinning my sword ready, I see enemy commander Govindraj awkwardly attempted to climb a large rock. I think he's trying to escape the fire. So next news. Rajput Muslim. They were Hindus, so. Were they ever forcibly converted? No? I guess he embraced Islam. Rajput and Muslim. But I'm brave and I want to increase my combat skill. He may be an imbecile, but he's brave. I mean, you got to be. You're a Rajput. You know, they're more cavalry oriented. Whereas us Bengali, We're not as militaristic as the Rajputs and some of the others, like the Marathi. Oh, wait, I yield, he cries out. That's not very brave of you. But, to be fair, he's an imbecile. What good are you to me now with those kind of skills if I were to imprison you? But ransoming you for money, which is somewhat needed because the monthly bounce. Oh. Don't kill him, but do imprison him. And get some money out of you. I'm only sparing you because you're a non-issue, and plus you don't directly fight under the Abbasids, so. Not because of cultural differences. But head back to Multan. That disease could spread up here. But plus the Abbasid forces hasn't arrived yet. And stop antagonizing me. That's Makran. Parmaki Shadam. Why are they there? More events spawn troops. Well, who's attacking them? The enemy's our enemy. Just gonna scare them. More loyalist advisors. Which, bear in mind, every time you win battles, you get more prestige, so it'll be good for the eventual absolute crown authority, which, of course, nobody will like that, but it's necessary to create an imperial administration. It's for the future of the Gupta Empire. Learned many lessons from this battle. Aside from application of theoretical tactics my mentors taught me as a girl, I've learned to definitely isolate an opponent in the thick of the front, bring all my focus and concentration to bear upon him, and then, but with a few rounds of melee and swiftly execute him, I'm proud of my clear progression to a greater warrior. Still more lessons to learn for the Samrajni. Keep participating in battles and you'll get your combat skill up. That's why it's a bit of a must. Murdered. Oh. Well, to be fair, she might be a suspected member of the cult of Kali Purusha. Even though she's a Buddhist too. I don't think that would be a good idea. Because he dislikes me and he would undermine me. Just give him a chance. Another loyalist. And someone who's particularly skilled. Blackmail. Finding dirt on my Chancellor, who isn't he a loyalist too? No, he's not. But he's a moneymaker. I'm not that much of a tricky person. only a fact that I'm a cynic, but I'm above with these tricks. I'm trying to get more karma for future subjugation wars. Oh, this is a bad place to be in. Get out of there before the... You know, it's gonna kill you. And it's gonna be even harder to take on the Abbasids, which their main forces is yet to arrive. Do we have a siege master? A lot of organizers. Yeah, except he's 70 and gouty. Do what little we can. Send to the rest. Court faction's hostile again because of him. You know what I should be doing, and I didn't even... You've become the Upadhyaya of Navsarika. You aren't even here! Navsarika, that's a Gujarat. But he hasn't become a monk yet. He's still a member of the Wheel of Life of Death, oddly enough. Maybe it's just a way of not to get him hunted down by bounty hunt. There's the Abbasid forces. They're going to be crossing this way soon. Cancel that order. We'll soon be going in after him. At least both of you are Imperial Guards. Defeating the main force would be a huge contributor. Amir Mukhtar. Mukhtar, there he is. Mukhtar Repulsive. Yeah. What else? This, despite the fact of numerical differences, but this is where their ambition ends here. If we take severe losses, get mercenaries. Yeah, we're going in. Even though it's gonna take a river crossing penalty. Don't engage. Try to make them come over here. Even though there'll be more reinforcements heading this way. Sure. Head back. Damn it. That's why they call Punjab the land of the 5 rivers, so. The Indus is there. Koro. River crossing. Dipapo. Head to Dipapo. And then turn towards Multan. Let's fight in even ground. That's how we're gonna do it. I know they're heading this way here, but we gotta give them to a false sense of security here. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of experts in defense. Just only stick it to what we know. But get them to fight in the jungle. That's the only way we can best them. They're not going for it. Savvy. I guess we'll be coming in then. I mean, we did occupy Multan, so that just slows them down a bit. But remember, even if we take a severe casualties, There's always room for mercenaries. And if we win that major battle, that's a lot of prestige and karma that goes along with it. Very, very significant. He is an empowered spouse, but you are not here in the court. In case something bad were to happen to me, you take charge. There's no choice but to move in. Be fighting in the plains here. I'll do this alone. Up against a very good commander. Well, we need to break their flanks down so we can put pressure on them. It's going to take quite a bit of commanding talent from them. Guess you'll be one for intrigue, so... somebody who knows all about it. Do not bring such petitions for me ever again, you traitor, you potential traitor. My competent steward approached me one day with suggesting I call my vassals to explain how well my realm is working. He thinks I can present my case and win over my vassals to my arguments, thus increasing their opinion of myself. Well, I am diligent. Yeah, this should work. The battle rages on. We defeated their center and took out their flanks. Well done. Keep them away from the Punjab. But they'll be back as long as they keep away from any part of the main objective that they want. We will be winning. India will be winning. Thank you. After some vassals detail all aspects managing the realm, the help of my steward is able to impart a sense of competence that everyone felt like a valuable code on a well-oiled machinery. Thank you. Can't be there. Occupation makes little difference in the war score, but as long as they keep away from their main objective, we'll win it. Kotal. Oh, they brought in a new ally. Now we're gonna be dealing with them too. The notorious raiders, adventurer, and even renowned precision too. A horde has come down here. Finish the siege and pull back. They're coming down towards Lahore, towards Punjab. They're not to be underestimated. Just pay up. Sorry, it's wartime circumstance just to keep our income up. Don't let them form up. It'll be devastating for Punjab if they try to get together. It'll be too late for us. Move parallel. Will they take the bait? Because crossing the Indus will be very bad for them. Yes, they are. They're committed. Want Gujarat. Go ahead, but think of a defensive plan. Oh, excuse me, you're a coordinator, which do better at retreats just to save some. But territorial, you know your narrow flanks. Or some bit of a trickster, which honestly should have gone for inspiring later. But beat them again, and then after we will have that, at least the allied forces will take more part of the land, and then we're going to have to deal with them next. And may have to get mercenaries. Take that into consideration. Since we have many woodcutters lodge as a source of income and the Silk Road and all that. That's all you've got? No commanders, except one. TK. No, they're gonna stop. Told you. Don't go up there. We'll be crossing that river. In fact, shortcut is a difficult position to take. Because every single, even Lahore, there's a river. So they're at the very center, at the very heart of the Punjab. Although, to be technical, Lahore is the heart of the Punjab. But still, geographically, there's no way we can get to it without having to take a river crossing penalty. So we'll have to figure out how to get rid of them. They're assaulting. One guy's about to get caught. Well, with all you forces here, well, not all, they're not attached to me. They're attached to Yadava. Keep them back. Make them go somewhere else. Oh, I did not pay attention. They captured the leader. Job is lost. Bastards. Bastards. Failed to realize that there was a child ruler in Punjab. Yeah, I'll be there. Now the case is stronger to get Delhi, so we could start holy wars against them. Avenge Punjab. And I will go on a pilgrimage soon. This mustn't never happen again. Long live the Maharaja, even though I was a bit distraught. You're just imagining things again. Incestuous couple. But, who am I to judge? Love is love. That's what a real Hindu would say. just picked up content. You know, a bit of a deviant, but still. Long he may reign, while our army continues to march home. Sure. On it. Where is it? Though I could join your other war, because you're still dealing with that mess about this certain vassal of yours. Or who are you up against again? Damn it, which one? That one. Yes, that one. Even though it looks like you got on the upper hand. So we've taken quite a bit of casualties, but still, just felt a bit, well, dejected that Punjab has fallen to the Abbasids, but however, we could get it back through inheritance. Like if he inherits it, does that mean it'll leave the Empire just to make their gains all for nothing? To do that, you got to assassinate him, but rather fight them in a series of holy wars against them. Just to show that we're willing to avenge them. But still, they're much of decayed empire. It has its weaknesses, but it's their vassals is their real power. So perhaps we should put the South Indian plans on hold. As much as I want to change the culture and start subjugating them. And originally, we had this idea that somewhere down the line, that, you know, would put our guy into the Delian throne, which at least he has spent some time there. So that way he gets to inherit, and then all that. I think we may have to subjugate Delhi instead. And then fight against a holy war against the Abbasids, and I'm sure some of the other Muslims, including those from Kotal, which we weren't able to engage them, which they'll be the difference makers. They will definitely intervene. And we can only hope for the best for the Zoroastrians out there. Just hold out long enough, then we'll start swaying and send chancellors to have good relations. Then and if we can find a diplomatic agreement to have a negotiated alliance between the Gupta and the Karen Shadam, so that way we can help you on the defense, but at the same time we can defeat the Abbasids, bring them down together. And since you control Sogdia and other parts of the area, you are in a... If you can build up your own strength and root out the Muslims you have in your land, and be aware of the Sogdian Nestorians, that they may undermine you. But still, they may look strong right now. Yeah, they've united them all, but one day. So we basically have no choice but to expand towards the lands that is the Empire of Rajasthan, control that, then you basically have, you know, roughly the borders of the old Gupta Empire. Except for this part, because they extended it as far south as Kanchipuram. So once we got up the domain strength a little bit, then and we'll definitely participate in such war. And don't forget about the absolute monarchy and all that stuff. So that's gonna be our plan. We'll cut this episode short. So no doubt we'll make a western expansion, while the south will be left alone. Focus on the north, and only the north. So we hope you join us in the future of the Gupta series, as it's taken a bit of a dark turn, at least out west. But until then, so long for now.